Hey everybody, we're excited to be back today for another Homeschool Family Bites. It is rainy and yucky here, so if our lighting looks kind of wanky, that's why. But today we wanted to address something that is so prevalent, not just within homeschool families, but I think within every human on the planet, and that's doubt. It's amazing. I was thinking about this earlier today. It is amazing how quickly we can be I can be flying high. I won't be lay this on you, but I suspect you feel it too. It's amazing how quickly I can be feeling really good about what I'm doing. I can be confident and secure and all of that. And somebody will say something, not meaning anything bad, but it will play on an insecurity or something that I don't feel very comfortable with. And it's like it just knocks my legs out from under me. And I could struggle for a whole day, a whole week. I mean, it just depends how fast I can get that under control. It's so easy to have those doubts, those nagging little voices in your head crop up that make you feel like you just can't do whatever it is, or you made the wrong call in the first place, or whatever.
It sometimes it seems like it comes out of nowhere, and as you were saying, I think that everybody actually feels this. It doesn't have to be a homeschool mom. I think that pastors feel it. I think that guys feel it at work. They feel it at home. They may be dealing with a teenager in a particular issue, and they may be doubting whether or not they're going about this the right
Mm,
way. They're wondering, what did I say, and they're constantly second guessing themselves. I don't think it is something that is exclusive to homeschool moms. But I will say that in a lot of the surveys that we've done, there's always this question that seems to pop up. You know, when we ask them questions like, "What do you struggle with?" There's like this, uh, "Am I enough?"
yeah,
question. You know, there's
that
and I,
little nagging, those
yeah,
questions.
yeah. Am I doing enough? Am I teaching enough?
Yeah,
Am I
smart
whatever?
enough, organized enough, patient enough, blah 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 blah.
It seems to always come up,
Yeah,
and it's not something that just comes up once or twice. It's like we see it. It's like it's one of the top
theme.
three things. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
theme that pops
regularly.
up.
Right. So we were talking about this a little bit earlier today and decided on three very specific ways to combat that doubt. Because we all know that the Bible tells us to take our thoughts captive, and we know this, but it's not always easy. And it takes a lot of discipline and just resolve to do that. So we wanted to give you three things that really will help lessen the doubt and help you overcome it quickly, even as you're trying to take those thoughts captive and remind yourself of who you are in Christ and what He has done for you and all of those things. Which, since I just said that, for those of you that are in 365, make sure that you get re engaged with that Becoming the Mom You Want Your Children to Have series because we're really going to look at stuff like this a lot in this series. Um, but one of the first things that is really, really important in combating this doubt is something that you actually said at the end of our last episode, which when you talk to fathers about supporting their wives and that kind of thing, and I want you to go back there, but really the idea, because this goes both ways, is to really keep an open line of communication with your spouse,
Hmm.
being honest with what you're struggling with, hearing his or her perspective on those things, being humble enough to listen and to actually work through these things. As long as you know you're walking in tandem together, it's amazing how much more sure-footed you're going to be and how much less doubt creeps in.
Yeah, I mean, I think every single time we're in a meeting, we're talking to guys about homeschooling. I remember having a conversation with the Benham brothers, and they keynoted our event twice.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the first things they asked was, how can we be more involved in the home and in homeschooling? And so guys are this is like a struggle with guys. They're always wondering about this and how can I do more? And I think they see that their wives are struggling in some ways. They see them working really hard. They see them staying up late. They see them,
Mm-hmm.
having a hard time, and they want to come in and they want to help. And so that's what elicits this kind of question: is what can I do to help my wife? And usually the answer is stuff like this: is this is a really this is a
This,
major this
this being,
helping their wives with doubt. I mean,
Working through, right?
yeah.
Listening. Having these conversations.
So when they're feeling a little insecure, when they're feeling like they maybe are not doing enough, that element of coming in and actually helping them with their confidence, being very positive. When you notice that they're insecure, complimenting them, talk about things that they're doing well, just listening to them talk. I know also a lot of guys, um, I'm being one of them, like to solve the problems that the wife is bringing to them.
And all the wives are like, oh, I hear that.
And it doesn't even dawn on us that you don't really want a solution. You just want to be able to talk. You already know what the solution is. You just want to talk it out. And
sometimes just working it out, and we've had these conversations. But yeah, sometimes just being able to work it out together. I know what I need to do or what I need to do next, but I just need help putting those pieces in order, and that is
so it kind of
incredibly
plays
helpful.
in. So it plays into this doubt thing because
Yes.
you know what you need to do, but it helps you to be able to talk through what the solution
Yep.
is and just kind of walk through it. And sometimes it's good for the guy just to let the wife talk
Amen.
about this, and then they get to the other side much quicker.
Yes, yes.
And so
Well, and how many of you all, when he said, when you mentioned something about let them know that you see what they're doing or whatever, one of the things I think that for us girls that stay home, and for the guys as well, you want to be seen. You want to know that those that you love recognize what you're doing. You know, you don't care about being famous. You don't care about all these other things, but you want to know that the ones that you're serving recognize what you're doing. So really with your spouse, and this goes totally both ways, make sure that they know that you know what they're doing. When your spouse does listen, make sure he knows how much you appreciate it. When he does the dishes or moves the laundry forward, make sure that he's recognized for doing that. Show your gratitude for that. But on the other hand, guys, if you're listening, take the time to let your wife know that you see all of this investment that she's putting into your children, and let her know how much that is appreciated and needed, because Satan would love to throw us down on our knees in doubt and just make us walk away.
Well,
and that's a huge way that
I think that this is a really damaging thing for the guys is when you're not completely on board with what they're doing. You're actually reiterating back to them what they're telling themselves.
Right.
And it is really difficult to try to get to the other side of that. And that will actually cause a deeper crisis.
Yep.
And so you don't want to be part of the reason why they're doubting themselves. You want them to understand that you're with them. And when there's a separation there between the husband and the wife, and homeschooling, and let's just go beyond that. It's something that you're doing. The guys, when you're maybe leading devotions and you don't feel like that the wife is there with you, it undermines any kind of doubt that you may have as well, and teaching the Bible and whether or not you're doing the right thing. And so this goes both ways. Absolutely. And doubt is a very big deal because the Bible calls Satan the accuser, and this is what he does. Yep. And so when you are saying anything negative, or you're not actively trying to go against those voices that they have in their head, then you're actually reiterating back to them what they're already saying to themselves that is causing the doubt. Exactly. And so it ends up just kind of building on itself. And this is a big deal. And this is you need to be a part of the solution.
Yep. So walk together. Our big, huge, long first point.
There's three.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see. The second one, though, that we wanted to, and it really goes in tandem with this, is the way to combat doubt in anything that you're doing is to know really, truly why you're doing. What is at the foundation of what you're doing? And we talk about that an awful lot, and we really don't even need to that much.
This is what happened with Gideon, right? Gideon was hiding. He was not very confident in what God was asking him to do. When he suddenly became confident with what God wanted him to do, he was completely different.
Huh.
So.
Yeah. So, not going to finish that point. I'm just going to throw it out there.
I did.
So anyway, know why you're doing. Why are you homeschooling your children? Why are you investing so that every single conversation points them to Jesus in some way or strengthens your relationship? Why are you doing this? That's honestly a huge reason why we're so excited to put out Heart School in the next week or so, is to just really focus everybody in on the why, so that we can all do the what so much better. So know your why. That's going to give you a foundation to stand on when those doubts come. And then the third thing that I would encourage you, or we would encourage you to do, is just stay connected. This is a time, I think Satan is probably pelting us with the most doubt ever because he's isolated every single one of us. He's separated us out from the structure, the supports that we would normally have. And so it's really, really important that you engage in fellowship and in community and in connecting with other like-minded people who are really walking a similar path to what you are, because sharing your ideas, encouraging one another, um, picking each other up when you're down, that's really, really valuable. We were made, God created us to live in fellowship with one another, and we cannot allow a pandemic or anything else to go against God's plan for us. Find ways to get connected.
We saw this illustrated at the Greenville event
Oh, yeah.
that we just had. And we actually underestimated, I guess it's because we haven't had one for a while, but the impact of all those people just getting together in a room together, that was huge for them.
The visual of other people walking with me was massive.
Yeah.
It was just so impactful. Really, really exciting.
Yeah, it was good to see and good to be there with them.
Yep. So 3 quick encouragements. Get on the same page and encourage one another within your marriage, within your family. So important. Probably the single most important element of this. Knowing why you're doing what you're doing, also really, really important. And then finally, stay connected with others. I invite you into 365. We have a phenomenal community, and it's just going to get better. We have a big announcement later this week of just how you can get connected that way. But find a group to plug in with, whether it's virtual or physical or whatever, and get together with people. We need each other to combat this doubt and really help us walk more strongly in everything we do. So.
All right.
Thanks so much. You guys have a great afternoon, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.